Hey there, my name is Evan Abnett. I'm Chief of Operations here at USTASC. Just to give you a little background about myself, I've been a law enforcement officer. I was a law enforcement officer for about 15 years, both with the City Police and the County Sheriff's Office here in Wacomico County, Maryland. Additionally, I worked at the U.S. State Department as Diplomatic Security Service. I've gone through SWAT school. I'm certified as a less than lethal instructor, certified as a less than lethal deployment specialist, and a protective detail specialist, and also certified in running a protective detail. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you. Hey there, so today we're going to do a walkthrough on how to apply for your Maryland HQL. That's your handgun qualification license. This is separate from applying for your Maryland handgun permit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Maryland State Police website for applying for your HQL. Now the website for the application to HQL is different than the application for your handgun permit. Although you can reach both of them under the licensing portal, it will drive you to this website. So I'll put the website link onto the screen so you can directly access it. So once you get to this portal, you'll notice it asks for a username and password. I already have one. If you don't have one, you're going to have to click to create an account. You'll click login, and it'll give me some kind of weird error message. And we'll get to the login page. So here you see that I got a couple different licenses. One is for my instructor license, so you really wouldn't see any of this. The stuff that's blurred out doesn't really matter. But I'm going to show you what to do here. We're going to go to initial application. We're going to click on that. And we're going to select by profession. That's going to be firearms services. Then we're going to select HQL standard. Now, if you have a training exemption, you can click training exemption, HQL training exempt. What that means is basically that you're waived from taking an HQL class, the 4-hour class that's required for most people. So some people are training exempt. That would be people that are currently active police officers, or people that have been prior police officers, or retired police officers, retired corrections, active corrections, and also those who retired in good standing or left the military within the last 20 years. So you guys don't have to take that HQL class. Otherwise, you're going to click on HQL standard and obtain by application. I'm going to click start application. It's going to give you kind of an explanation about what you're going to do and so on and so forth. So just kind of read over this. It's actually going to also talk to you about laws. Okay, so this is going to bring you to this screen. This is the demographics page. It's going to ask you for your name and other information. It's pre-filled out, most of this for me, and actually it pre-filled out a lot more. However, I blanked it out so that you guys could take a look at it, and obviously I'm not sharing my personal information. But anyway, it's going to ask you for basic demographics, name, address, and then it's going to ask you for your state identification number. So state ID is going to be your driver's license number and expiration date. Bear in mind that you have to have a Maryland ID in order to get a Maryland HQL. So if you want to buy a gun in Maryland, but you're not a Maryland resident, you can't get a Maryland HQL. You have to buy the gun in Maryland from a Maryland FFL, Federal Firearms Licensee, a gun store, and then that FFL has to send it to your home state's FFL in order to complete the transfer. So it's going to ask for your physical descriptors, and then it's going to ask for your fingerprinting number. When you go in to get your fingerprints taken, which you have to for your Maryland HQL, you're going to put that number in here. And it's going to ask you for your fingerprinting date and citizen status. If you're not a citizen, you're going to click the update button, and that's going to move you forward to the next screen. So this is your screen to associate your QHIL and QHIC number. So the QHIL and QHIC number is the number that your firearms instructor has given you when you went to the 4-hour class. So there are two different numbers. Okay, some firearms instructors have a qualified handgun instructor certificate, and some have a qualified instructor license. Those of us who started way in the beginning doing firearms classes when Maryland first started HQL will have a qualified firearm instructor license. Those that started after that point will have a firearms instructor certificate. So what you have to do is look at your certificate that you're given by your firearms instructor, and it's going to say QHIL or it's going to say QHIC. Okay, so you have to put that number in completely into that space. So, okay, and then you're going to click search. And you notice my name came up. So you would click that, and then you would click complete. That's going to bring you to your applications page questions here. And these are going to be questions that basically qualify you for your HQL. These are yes or no questions. If you answer yes to any of these questions, you will have to explain why that you answered yes to any of these questions. I'm not going to go into all these questions in depth because they're pretty self-explanatory. But once you answer all these questions, you're going to click the submit button. That's going to bring you to your documents page. So in order to attach your HQL certificate, you're going to either have to take a photograph of it and upload it to your email, then download it, or you're going to have to scan it in. You're going to click choose file, you're going to attach that HQL certificate, and you're going to click next. It's finally going to bring you to the finish page where you're going to finish, check over your answers, and then you'll make your payment to the Maryland State Police. And that's essentially about it. You got your pays fee button here, and I hope you enjoyed this video.